As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And a good Thursday afternoon. Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, which is being brought to you by Lincoln Way Liquor at 2825 East Lincoln Way. Grab a cold one for the ride home tonight, but pop it open when you get home. And again, you'll find a great selection over at Lincoln Way Liquors. Marv's Plumbing and Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. Again, get that air conditioning check. Give them a call today over at Marv's Plumbing and Heating. The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. We also want to thank Mondello's Pizzeria, top 10 in the nation. Pie made fresh every day by Joe and his great staff over at Mondello's. First Tier Bank across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Oh, by the way, talk to them first about CD rates right now going on at First Tier Bank. The key people of Cheyenne, Rachel will come on by, and she's the point person. Give her a call, 414-0074. You guys strike a deal. She'll send her crew over to clean it so you don't have to. Lennox Auto Body ×2 with the main repair center on Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center located on Pershing Boulevard. Medicap Pharmacy. For all your pharmaceutical needs, Gene and his great staff, they're always going to take good care of you over there. And matter of fact, I was over there yesterday, and again, they don't miss a beat. They are located on Bluegrass Circle where they've always been, right next door to Texas Roadhouse. Pine Valley Bank has 2 banking locations. Rick and his great staff there to serve you at the original location on Vanda High. And, of course, Rick has his secondary location over at the corner of College and Pershing for the Eastsiders. Kia of Cheyenne, where the lot is full of some good-looking Kias right now. Hey, special rebate plans in play right now by Kia. So you definitely want to take a test drive and take home the Kia of your dreams today. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Chick-fil-A. We know for delicious chicken sandwiches for lunch and dinner. Well, you know what? A chicken biscuit for breakfast doesn't sound too bad either. And again, you can have breakfast at Chick-fil-A 6 days a week, again with lunch and dinner. So see Ray and Cindy, the great crew at Chick-fil-A, corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Menards. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. Over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service, they supply Jayco brand products. And again, you'll find fifth wheels, RVs ready to roll right now and at special reduced prices like 30% off. Oh, yeah, now's the time to fly and buy over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. Taco John's, let me go right down the list. Loaded potato olays this summer, in addition to their 6-pack and a pound. How about their new sirloin steak burrito? And again, every Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesdays at Taco John's of Cheyenne. And our scoreboard always kicks things off here on 1480 K-Ray during our Wyoming Sports Talk Today segment. And our scoreboard is brought to you by the great folks at Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
You just referred to my show as a segment? Is that what you're saying? Wyoming Sports Talk Today is a segment?
Of our broadcast day, yes.
All right. Anyways, on the local side, Cheyenne Post 6, they are in action in Omaha right now, or at least not right now, but they will later today at 5 o'clock as we're getting off. They will be taking on Renner, South Dakota. So good luck to the Cheyenne Post 6 in their tournament out in Omaha. Out in Omaha as well, you do have College World Series action happening tonight. Only one game on the slate. It will be Texas Tech taking on Florida. That game will get underway at 7 o'clock tonight on ESPNU. It is loser out. Winner moves on to face Arkansas coming up on Friday. That's what's happening. Baseball action from local to college.
Major League Baseball. Rockies are leading the Metropolitans 5-2 as they've headed to the top of the 7th inning.
That won't last.
Good job by Kyle Freeland. 6 strong innings, only giving up a couple runs. The bullpen is in. Jeff Hoffman right now. What's the first thing he does? He puts a guy on first base. Looking pretty good.
I think yesterday was the only time
the bullpen actually looked good.
They put up zeros.
And again, of course, Jeff Hoffman bringing in that lofty 14.13 ERA. That's really scaring the Mets right now. Finals that are in. Yankees in the Bronx behind Aaron Judge's homer. They beat the M's 4-3. Judge goes yard for the 19th time this season. Red Sox over the Twins at Target Field 9-2. Other games getting underway when we get off the air. Orioles at the Nats. It will be the D-backs and the Pirates at PNC. Cubs and the Reds at Great American Ballpark. 6 o'clock games will have the Cardinals at the Brewers. Late tonight in the 8 o'clock hour, Blue Jays will face the Halos at Angel Stadium, Anaheim. Giants will entertain the Padres. You know, I mean, the A's worked over the Padres. Maybe the Giants can do the same thing at AT&T. Mad Bum on the hill. He's 0-2 on the season.
Not an awful 0-2.
He's 4.67.
Okay, 2 starts.
So, and he's going up against Tyson
Compare that
Ross.
to the Rockies that have their starters who've been playing how many games? And out of 4?
A wiped-out game already. Athletics at Chicago against the White Sox. It never rains in Chicago. Anyway, that makeup date is scheduled for June 22nd, which would be tomorrow. And right now, again, let's get you caught up here on the Rocky situation. Top of the 7th inning, Rocks lead 5-2. Hey, they got a twin killing, so 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking 1,000 bubbles dancing a 2-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83? Come on, you're up!
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish.
Hey, we don't do deep dish, capiche?
Try telling that to Chicago. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for street carts, anything a la carte, and is dying to make the leap into your grocery cart. Come on, take us home with you. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
John Mason here for Lincoln Way Liquor. I want to thank Cheyenne for helping us grow during our first year of business. We have over 5,000 new customers in our database in just 13 months. Our customers love our low prices, free ice, 2% credit for future purchases, and some really friendly service. And we always have 16 weekly specials on beer, wine, and liquor. We ask you to compare Lincoln Way Liquor, 2825 East Lincoln Way. We're not the largest, but we might just be the best.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be partly cloudy with highs around 77. For tonight, it'll continue to be partly cloudy with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 76. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 48.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 K-Ray.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. It is a Thursday afternoon, and the program with a couple of guests. Matter of fact, our first guest in studio. You know, Nick, I'm going to let you do the introductions this time. I'll, sit here and again.
Yeah, you sit there because, again, I have to get all this technical stuff done.
I'm watching you and making sure you're all done. Jose, I'm sorry that we always fight like this on the air, but
he's used to it. I think he's seen it out at the LCCC gym.
Anyway, a good friend of ours from LCCC who's kind of like been right there for us.
He's been the savior.
Our go-to guy, yeah, definitely for a lot of information. Anyway, I'll let you take it over. Go ahead.
So, again, Jose, you are the assistant head coach, or at least
say his last name.
Jose Arenas.
Yeah.
Again, I know him on a first name basis, so, again, it's kind of like a friend here. But, again, you are the men's soccer assistant coach over at LCCC, also to the sports information specialist as well, too. So, again, Jose, thank you for joining us in studio. We're looking forward to talking some men's soccer with you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being on.
So let's get out of the gates right now and just kind of talk about what's coming up this season for LCCC men's soccer after last season. As hard as it is to kind of recap, 3-12-1 for at least the final record for the LCCC. But right now, what are we looking at? Again, kind of incoming signees, returners for this team for the 2018 season.
Yeah, head coach Vince Gibson and I talked after the season, and it was a very difficult year. Last year, we had a lot of talent, and I think it showed in some of the results we played. We played Trinidad State Junior College, who was ranked 12th at the time, and only lost 1-0, and had a chance to equalize late in the season going to the tournament. So I think talent-wise was there. What we struggled with was just our culture and our team chemistry, and it really opened up. And in 2016, when we won the Region 9 title, we were not only talented, but we also had a strong group that connected with one another. And so for this upcoming year, we were a little bit more in depth about our recruiting as to the type of kids that we were looking for. Kids that worked hard, kids that are disciplined, kids that are organized, kids that are on top of things, so that we can connect. Because you jump into preseason for about 2-3 weeks, and then you're thrown right into the season. And so for us, that was vital for us going into this.
And I mean, the last season for at least the program, it was just kind of that oddball year again, as you mentioned, with being Region 9 champions. Again, it's alongside the counterparts of the women's soccer program at LCCC. Again, you're always up there of competing, if not making it off to the national tournament. It is still a storied program, but it was just, would you agree it was just kind of an odd year of just what was last season?
It was. We suffered, and you hate making excuses, but we suffered a couple injuries early on in the year. We also had some kids that didn't come in quite prepared, like we had expected for them to do, and so that was a challenge. But that's we look forward to this upcoming year and the challenge of getting things in order to move forward and progress in.
Do you look at last year as one of those anomaly years? I mean, it was like you said, the chemistry wasn't there. You thought you had the kids in place. Is it just one of those years like, okay, we'll be able to bounce back with this group we got coming back, and what our new recruits are going to be coming in? This might be the one that gels together quicker.
Yes, and we had a strong meeting in February with all the returners that we had in place, and pretty much set out the goals that we were looking for to do this spring. For those that couldn't accomplish those goals in the spring, we were going to look to part ways with. And so we put a challenge on them to come in and be stronger leaders. And that was something we lacked a little bit last year, was in some leadership. And being a 2-year program, you don't have the benefit of those kids being there for 3-4 years as a red shirt sometimes to come in and be a strong leader. So you have to rely on a returning sophomore to step up. Sometimes it's an incoming freshman that can take place and fill that role. And so that's something that we've also been trying to work and create, is building strong leaders within the program. Because I think as coaches, you try to lead to a certain extent, but for players, they look for a player or teammate to fall upon to kind of guide those pathways as well.
Absolutely. Now, for at least as you're talking about incoming, at least potential leaders of this team, do want to focus on a few, at least kind of local product, as you're going a little heavy on Cheyenne. At least, again, we kind of expect that. But a few East High players making the trip on over to LCCC, also a few Central High players as well. So, again, for Vince Gibson and also to kind of that whole coaching staff, though, kind of looking at the local talent here and bringing them on over to the LCCC ranks.
Yeah, we're super excited about the kids that are coming in here that are locally. What's kind of a neat fact is Vince Gibson coached these kids that are coming in youth-wise, so they've got a good experience as to what Vince looks for and kind of the style of play and the direction that he leads. And our executive director of coaching within the Cheyenne Soccer Club, Brian Longbottom, as well, he coached that group going all the way up. So he's got a familiar face and a style as well as to what we look for out at the college. But yeah, we're really excited about the kids. I mean, the kids from Cheyenne Central are extremely talented kids. I think they played in 3 out of the 4 state titles while they were there. So that's always neat. You like to bring those kids that have played at a high level, played at a successful program, and carry that over into ours. And Ryan Cameron, who also helps us out at the college as well, has produced great kids, and we're excited about Chase Willett. Chase Willett's got a brother that used to play at Laramie County Community College for us, and Jalen Willett, and so we're excited about the presence that they bring on for our program.
Let me interrupt here real quick too, but again, with you and Vince, and again, familiar faces with this program, so a lot of these kids that come on over from Central, East, and hopefully South will be into the picture here, they have that knowledge, especially when they step onto the field with you guys, that hey, you know what you're talking about. You've seen them. You kind of have a clue about most of the local kids when they're stepping onto the grass.
Yeah, with myself, I also am involved with the Cheyenne Soccer Club, and so I get to see these kids develop from a young age, as well with the other coaches, and so you get to see their growth, and you get to see where their weaknesses are and how we can strengthen and develop them to be as strong as we can for the program. And we're excited about the kids that are coming on. We feel like each of them bring a strength that they can provide within the program. Chase and Chase Willett and Liam Leslie, can play multiple positions, whether it's in the back and the midfield for us. Tommy Swainson from Cheyenne Central as well can play out wide, can play up top. Parker Longbottom, very technical player in the midfield, can control the tempo of the game. You can play through him and play in the middle of the park, or you could stretch him out wide and let him isolate and take players on a little bit more 1v1. So we're excited about the different dynamics and the different strengths that these players can bring and provide for us.
We're talking with Jose Arenas from LCCC, again, sports information director over there, as well as assistant coach on the men's soccer side with Vince Gibson, the head coach. And, of course, Vince said, I don't want to talk to those guys. We'll send Jose over. So
it's nothing against Vince, but, again, he's not a big talker. So, again, we'll go with Jose. Again, it's not a stepping, so don't mean in a bad way. But, anyway, so.
I got to give Vince a bad time.
Anyways, Jose, though, at least not to kind of derail at least kind of go in a different direction, but just kind of give for the folks who are just at least knowing you for the first time a background of at least with you, your experience in soccer, and also to kind of what your involvement is in the soccer community, as you mentioned with Cheyenne Sting. Just kind of what brought you to where you are right now at LCCC?
When I first got into coaching, I didn't know I was going to get into coaching. I was at school out in Kansas, McPherson College, and just finished up playing. I had a semester of school to finish up, and at the time the head coach was like, hey, you got a semester, do you want to be on a student assistant? And I'm thinking, I have no idea that I didn't want to be a coach. I was like, I don't know, we'll give it a shot. Fell in love with it. You get to see a different aspect of the game, and I learned so much in just those first few months on the job, and thought, what, this is something I'm going to go with. Worked there for about a little over a year, and then Vince Gibson offered me a job out at Laramie County Community College as the assistant. I'm a Cheyenne guy. It worked out great, and I'm back here, got involved with the club, started coaching a couple teams, and now I'm one of the director of coaches with the Cheyenne Soccer Club, so kind of oversee our youth side from the boys and the girls side in the youth level, and then also just got involved with the SID stuff. That's what I went to school for, was actually to be in the mass media, multimedia field in athletics and sports, and kind of just worked hand in hand, and kind of really lucky and blessed to be doing what I'm doing out at the college.
Jose, with the group of kids that come in from East Central and around the corner South, I'm sure you're keeping an eye on the kids over at South as well. All of them play on the all-weather turf. Now, again, I know our facilities could have some upgrades out there at LCCC, and one of these days that will happen. But I will say the soccer facility is one of the better, outlets that you have there at LCCC. But they're making the local guys are making that change from a faster game on the all-weather turf going back to grass. And again, you guys keep that like carpet as well, but there is a difference. It's a little slower, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, but I tell you what, our grounds crew out at the college does a fabulous job. Rick Evlo and his crew do a just phenomenal job of getting that field in order for us to play. And they mow it fairly low, like a fairway green, and they watered it. And in fact, we even told them to stop watering it because it was moving pretty quick. But it does slow up a little bit, and it doesn't take the weird bounces you see that you notice on a turf field. And it takes a little bit of an adjustment, but I think kids adapt once you start training and you get in a couple touches. I think kids adapt fairly quickly over to it.
And in the JC ranks, and again, I know we were playing Southern Division last year, and I'm assuming soccer is going to go north.
Yeah, soccer. Well, men's and women's soccer is already in the north, just like volleyball.
Okay, so other facilities, do we see all-weather facilities, or is it mainly grass for the other JCs?
Western Wyoming and Rock Springs tries to get on their high school field or the middle school field. I believe the middle school field out there has a turf field, and they look to get on those. And if they're unable to do that, then they use the grass complex that they have. I think it's us. There's only maybe one or two other schools in our region that actually have a field on campus. Everyone else shares it with a high school or has to split it with the community, the community fields. So we're lucky enough that we have our field on campus. The dorms are there, so the kids are able to just go from class, go to their dorms, go to the locker rooms, athletic trainer, and then just jump right onto the
Saw that
onto
with
the fields.
basketball, too, a couple of facilities that was sharing with the high school back during the season. Anyway, go ahead, Nick.
At least with LCCC, we have it better than some others, at least so
Yeah.
far. I mean, that's great. But as you talk about the difference between grass and all-weather turf, is that something that you've kind of noticed throughout your career, or at least dealing with these athletes as well, of that it's not so much difficult, but you have to kind of prepare in a different way to go, all right, here's grass. You're going to run into, maybe if it is a little bit wet, maybe you're digging up that turf compared to all weather where, that's pretty much hard as a rock or however they maintain it. Do you see that so far, at least kind of?
We do, and depending on where we're playing for that week, if we're going to be on turf, we'll try to get in contact with one of the local high schools and see if we can get a night out on the field, just because the speed of play is different. The ball travels so much faster on that turf field. And just to kind of get some variations, our goalkeepers will work with some stuff and just to see if they can get some different bounces and different reads, just so they can adapt and try to be prepared for that opposition that we're playing.
In your opinion, what do you prefer, or what is better for at least soccer? Is it just go natural, or this all weather stuff?
I'm a grass fan. I loved playing on natural grass. That's what I grew up playing on. When I got to college, it was all turf, but I prefer playing on a grass facility. I just felt more comfortable being on a grass facility.
Also, too, it's interesting with LCCC and our JCs across the state, and even UW. Now, it's a fall sport. And, late summer, fall sport, when the temperatures are probably at its best around here. And then you look at the high schools, and they play in the spring, and it's more like wintertime. I'm surprised that the high schools don't join the JCs and the colleges going into that fall program.
And I think part of the discussion, it's been brought up in the past about trying to make it a fall sport, but I think they would just lose numbers in those smaller towns, such as Douglas.
Is that because of football? And Okay.
Yeah, I think the other sports, football, cross country, I think golf and tennis. Is tennis in the fall?
Yeah.
Is it? So I think just the numbers-wise, I think it became a numbers issue as to trying to move it to the fall, so they kept it in the spring.
But what is it, though, about playing at our time of the year as opposed to the springtime? I mean, obviously, it makes a difference, like 45, 50 degrees.
More
right?
cancellations, probably.
Coach Gardner and I were talking actually about it last week, and I think he's mentioned it on the show before about just the difference in the weather, and it just irritates you. The wind, the rain, the cold, the snow. In the fall, knock on wood, I think we've only had to move one game in the last 3 years just because the weather's held up really, really well for us.
In football, when you have a day or night where it's either snowed or it's raining, it kind of detracts from the passing game. They got to run it. Do you have a secondary type of plan in place for a rain and a soggy LCCC complex?
So we've used South High School in the past. We had, in fact, last year think we got like 2-3 straight days of rain, so our field had a little bit of standing water. And so we were able to get in touch with South High School, get over onto the turf facility where it drains well, and move the game out there. So it worked out really well.
All right, we're talking with Jose Arenas with LCCC, and we're going to take a timeout. We're going to keep him here, talk some more soccer. I know Nick wants to get into the World Cup soccer because he really digs that sport, so we're going to be back with more after these words on 1480 K-Ray. Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken, so now's the time to find ways to beat the heat, and Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Okay, good day in the weight room, boys. Remember, we lift weights for strength. For cardio, we lift weights faster. Wachowski, quit looking at your stomach, son. What you're looking for ain't there. If you want a six-pack, the easiest way to get one is at Taco John's.
Stop in for a six-pack and a pound at Taco John's. Get 6 crispy beef tacos and a pound of potato olays, all for $10.99.
Let's Olay the day and go get one right now. Last one there has to pick up Mrs. Coach from jiu-jitsu class.
Olay the day at Taco John's.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame.
Let's play ball.
You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Little Steppenwolf, I like it. 1967. Larry Proetti, along with Nick Proetti, Jose Arenas joining us here from LCCC. Jose, you know, as we get ready to welcome in the new class along with the returning sophomores, but also, too, I happened to be out there the other day at a meeting with new AD Clark Rasmussen, and I noticed that you and Vince, you put on some little clinics out there throughout the course of the summer for the younger kids.
So we had a Sports Institute camp that began last week. And so we offered kind of a neat little program that we offered at the college, and it gives you a variety of sports that kids can go out there and learn from. So we had rock climbing, we had basketball, volleyball, soccer. They had disc golf with the disc golf course out there. So just a lot of different sports where kids could have gone out there, you know, and they get a chance. They get 3 sports in the morning, or you can just take the full-length class and get 3 sports in the morning and then 3 in the afternoon with lunch included. We just take them up to the cafeteria. But it was just a cool little experience for kids to just kind of just, you know, try a variety of different sports that are offered.
What is it with soccer? And again, you would be the man in the know on this because you have an unbelievable love of soccer. But as kids, you know, again, going through the program of the Sting, and then you get into the junior and the senior high schools, and so those that move on to college or through the JC program. But what is it after you get to the adult and the soccer newness to a certain degree, maybe me as a parent, kind of wears off. I'm not going to go follow the Rapids down in Colorado or the Earthquakes in San Jose. What happens, or even the World Cup, you know, because Team USA is not playing. Why does why does the adult enthusiasm kind of wane for the program?
You mentioned the World Cup, and I think it's being an event that comes once every 4 years. You know, it kind of sparks an interest, and and it was curious. I'm curious to see how ratings and stuff will fall coming down the road, as you know, with the U.S. not taking part of it. But it was kind of a neat little thing. I was talking to Nick before the show. You know, you look at Iceland. It won the World Cup of a population of maybe just over 300,000. I think there was a weird stat that showed them of, you know, their viewers of their entire country had like 99.6% of the country viewed their match the other day against Argentina. And, you know, the question was, well, what are the other 0.4 viewers doing?
They were at mission control, making sure that everybody could see the game. Probably. We know that.
Or
being an engineer.
That or either fishing or, again, they don't have power to that remote area of Iceland. But it is, again, to kind of jump off of that kind of statement there from Jose. But, again, with World Cup, I think with also to this country, it's more so of, you know, especially Olympic time, we're kind of used to winners and being within it and having top dog teams, where this isn't, you know, we're kind of behind the 8 ball, where we actually have to, you know, quote unquote, try in this to actually keep up pace with other countries. And again, I think it's just kind of, you know, you expect to be on top. It's kind of not.
So we have lack of interest because we're not winning. But the ladies
take it for
program,
granted, yeah.
But the ladies program is it seems like it's leaps ahead.
It is, and in the women's side, I think the development of the women's game has grown at a higher pace here in the United States than it has in the rest of the world. And I think that's, you know, the rest of the world's closing in on that as well, just as if I think the U.S. is closing in on the rest of the world on the men's side. But going back to your question, you know, kids grow up playing, they're involved, and I think just having a professional league that's quite not as big as the NBA, MLB, the NFL, you know, that interest starts to fade a little bit, and we lack that big primetime player, you know, in the U.S. And right now, currently, the U.S.'s best player is 19 years old, Christian Pulisic, who plays over in Europe. You know, we lack a LeBron James, a star Aaron Rodgers type player that can come out.
Yeah, that media darling that can be with it.
And
but
you know, I go back obviously a long time. You know, when I went to the Oakland Coliseum years ago, so my mother, big soccer fan, or as they call it, football. And I remember we had the Oakland, I do believe they were called the Oakland Clippers, if I'm not mistaken, soccer team of the old Missile League. And Pele came in. So Brazil was touring throughout the U.S. So, again, Oakland Coliseum, 48,000 people show up to see Pele. But, yeah, you're right. There's not that big name anymore that sticks out on the U.S. side, especially on our professional soccer team.
Is that something also, too, again, kind of going with this theme, especially here in the city of Cheyenne? Is that something where, again, we have baseball, we have football, we have every sport under the sun that offers, but again, is that something that we see kind of trending in this city, or is soccer pretty healthy in the community, again, from youth all the way up to LCCC, where, again, it's still a thrivable sport and people do have at least a very good interest within soccer?
I think there's a valued interest within at least the youth level. We still have upwards of 1,400, close to 1,500 kids in the youth soccer program within our Cheyenne Soccer Club, ranging from U4s all the way up to the high school level type kids. And then we've also kind of interacted, and it's kind of really neat. Yesterday was the first day. We also started a top soccer program, and it's soccer for kids with disabilities. So we're opening up avenues for those type of kids as well. And each kid has a buddy. And so we get our kids that are in high school to come back and be buddies, or kids that are at competitive level or within the club that want to be buddies, and they come back. And so we're trying to grow the different aspects of the game as well through the city of Cheyenne, and not only that, through the state of Wyoming within their programs as well.
You have had very successful programs out at LCCC, including soccer, both men's and women's. Again, our student athletes are there for 2 seasons, so where have you seen them move on? You know, and again, you don't need to run off all the names, but some of the four-year schools that come knocking on the door, talking to both you and Vince.
Or how about even pro teams as well, too, that players have might have gone off to?
So we've had, this year, we still have a player who's undecided as to where he's going, kind of was academically looking to go a different avenue, so we're trying to find a home for him. I think he'll find a home here in the next week and a half. But we've had kids go from all levels, from the Division I level to Gardner-Webb out in North Carolina to Denver University. You've got kids go D2 to strong programs out in California, Cal State Poly as well, or Pomona, Cal State Pomona, Montana State Billings. We've had kids go into the RMAC as well at Metro State. Most recently, Rafael Munoz, who was a 2-time All-American for us, had a lot of D1 interest, mid-level D1 interest, wants to get into the mass media side. Metro had a strong program in the mass media side. Soccer-wise, it fit really well, style of play. And he decided, you know what, that's the decision I'm going with, and went the D2 route. We've had kids go D3 and NAIA as well. Most recently, professionally-wise, we've had a kid who was actually in goal for us this last fall. Angel Alvarez is the backup goalkeeper at the Las Vegas Lights soccer club, the USL team out there, and got his first start of the regular season this last Saturday. They got a victory over Sounders, too, so that was pretty exciting to see.
I mean, for him, that's got to be a world difference coming from Cheyenne to, oh, this is Las Vegas. It's also 40 degrees warmer. It's 90 at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah. I
miss that city.
When do we open up summer camp for the 2018 version of LCCC soccer?
So our guys will report August 4th, or August 3rd. August 3rd. We'll get kind of going August 4th, and then we kind of then jump into a little bit of preseason. We open up, and we've done this for a couple years now. I believe this will be the 4th year, maybe the 5th year, where we kind of do a preseason scrimmage with the Warren Air Force Base. And so they put a team together, and they go compete in the Air Force, All Air Force Base Cup. And it's kind of a neat little thing that they go out and compete against other Air Force bases. So we do kind of a warm-up scrimmage with them. We follow that up with the alumni game, bring faces back in and kind of just connect and have those guys engage and interact with the new guys that are coming in and kind of spill their history about the program, the traditions that carry on. And then we jump into a very tough preseason schedule with Colorado School of Mines, Metro, and Regis, and those 3 teams are always in the top half of the RMAC. And the reason we schedule those games, Coach Gibson does a nice job of maintaining and staying in touch with those coaches, but those programs kind of exploit our holes early on, and so we can try little different formations, try some different things. Just when you think things, all right, we're off to a great start, teams that are just a little bit more experienced, just aged a little bit more with it, having juniors, seniors, are able to exploit and find those holes that we have early on. So that helps us going into the regular season.
For soccer, is it a possibility, as we saw with basketball, especially on the men and women's side from this past season, where, again, they have club teams, like you mentioned, like a few games we called with CSU club teams coming up and play like the women's basketball program. Is there something like that for men's soccer where you, again, non-conference opponent, able to say, hey, CSU, you got a club team, or Air Force prep or something, you could bring, club teams like that, or at least do challenge?
In the past, we have, but the sport and across just even our region, we've had teams just coming in and expanding. So we've kind of gone away from that. But preseason-wise, we'll look to schedule something like that. But once we jump into the regular season, then we kind of fade away, and we'd rather play teams that are NJCAA teams as you carry forward, just because they're going to challenge you and prepare you just for the postseason as it gets towards the end of the year.
And Nick, you brought up something good, too, especially with these prep teams. And then you also had said when you play these bigger teams that you guys get a chance to see where you need to fill the hole, so to speak. I would venture to say that you can't get enough soccer as Coach Gibson. And I would venture to say, especially with the World Cup being on right now, are you trying to pick up little and I guess I'll use the word, you pick up some plays that you could possibly institute with your squad?
You're always curious as to when you're watching, you see, okay, what kind of things, especially on like the free kicks, corners, set pieces, stuff like that. You kind of keep an eye as to what things are teams doing to be creative. Because in the World Cup, these players, they finished up their seasons middle of May, end of May, and they get probably 2 to 3 weeks of little training prior to the World Cup beginning. So that you kind of get to watch and you see the different formations and styles of play. We were watching Iran play Spain yesterday, and they defended with 6 in the back, which is you hardly ever see. But they did a nice job of counterattacking. So you sit Spain, whose team possesses the ball really well, and you saw Iran kind of sit back and look to counter that formation. So it was kind of neat to sit back and evaluate those different things, which to this average spectator, or the spectator who doesn't watch the sport, you're kind of just hoping for the excitement of goals and everything.
Right.
And you want to see the action, the fast pace. We're able to sit back and kind of dissect that game. I love doing that.
Now, that kind of brings up a good point, or at least a good question here for kind of U.S. style of soccer compared to the at least international play? Is there a whole lot of difference of maybe Europeans maybe play a little bit heavier on defense and U.S. is just kind of, hey, let's score goals, let's just be offensive kind of minded? Is there major differences between what's played here in the States compared to international, or is it still at a core, it's still soccer?
Yeah, then there's, the level of play. England has the strongest the league in the English Premier League. And then Spain has a strong league. Germany has a strong league. The league in Spain is very technical, very oriented of keeping the ball, possessing it. England is a much more physical league. So the U.S. is also a much more physical league. So it's a faster pace. Teams want to get forward a little bit more. Where your Latin countries or your Spanish countries are looking to possess it. South America, those teams are looking to play a little bit more patient and possessive and kind of then be patient in the attack going forward.
When you're building teams, football, you got to have a quarterback, baseball, a pitcher, and then you start building around shortstop, second base. Obviously, soccer, you start with a netminder, I'm venturing to say.
Yeah, you're spined. You start with someone in net that you can trust and you like in the back, and then plays right above them as a center back. And then, the crucial piece, I think, where most people like is having someone in the middle and then having someone up top who can score goals. Is probably the most difficult thing to do in the actual game, which is probably why the games are always fairly low scoring, is finding someone that knows how to put that ball in the back of the net. And that's always a challenging part. You look at it and you're thinking, oh, how do you miss that? But you put yourself in your mind and your feet, trying to get them to click at the same time can be very difficult.
Looking at your incoming signees, at least for this season, again, keep on the theme of international, as you do have a few players coming over from England to LCCC to come play for us. But is it a situation where it could be England, it could be Venezuela, it could be wherever across this world, but do we find instances where it's kind of tough to recruit those kind of international players to Cheyenne, especially as we mentioned, again, about a few minutes ago, the wind, the weather out here in Cheyenne? It's kind of unique of its own of how it could adjust kind of styles of play, again, with the arc of the ball, with that crazy crosswind. Is it something that we've seen over the past couple of years, a little bit of difficulty trying to sell those players?
It can be a challenge. I think one of the benefits that helps us is we're only an hour and a half away from Denver, so those kids can fly in to a major airport if need be. But Coach Gibson, has had a real in-depth conversation. You don't get to see these players play live. You almost have to rely on word of mouth or watch some video to kind of go with your instincts on the kids. But Coach Gibson had a real detailed conversation with both of the two incoming Englishmen that we have coming, so we're pretty excited about that. They're stoked. They grew up playing in strong professional academies as a youth player. Never played a professional game, but they play under those academies, and they get to a level where, okay, we can't make it, so let's try. We can't make it to the professional level. Let's try to go the academic route and go that route. And so we're excited about them. They bring two strong pieces for us. One will play in the center of the mid or center of the field for us, and the other one will play up high. So hopefully he can create some dangerous opportunities for us up top.
And before we go to the break here, one question. How many do you actually keep on the regular season roster?
So we'll have, I believe we'll be at 26 this fall on our roster, and we travel between 20 and 22.
Is that normal?
That's about normal. I think 24 to 25 is probably about where you see roster sizes on the men's side.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about those rosters and, again, how many are on the field and, how you do the substitution part. We'll be back after these words right here on 1480 K-Ray.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Are you thinking about purchasing a home? Then Platte Valley Bank can help. With Platte Valley Bank, you can count on local decisions and expect to work with an experienced staff to design a loan to fit your needs. Just log on to pvbank.com and fill out our online application. We have money to lend, and at Platte Valley Bank, we are in the business of fulfilling dreams, enriching lives, and building our community
one loan at a time.
All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be partly cloudy with highs around 77. For tonight, it'll continue to be partly cloudy with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 76. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 48.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Jose Arenas joining us from LCCC as we give the men's soccer program a spotlight today, and talking soccer in general.
Jose, I was going to say soccer in general is just getting spotlighted finally here.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, is it a sport that I'm overly excited about? I can be if I need be. But my question is, how many are on the field at one time?
So 11 from each team, so 22 on the field. 11, one being a goalkeeper, be the only one that can use his hands and can stay inside that.
And again,
restricted 18-yard box.
It's got the similarities, and I'm not going to disrespect hockey. Hockey has 6 on the ice plus the goalkeeper. But the thing is, the similarities stop right there. You have bodies on the field as you do on the ice. In hockey, they're doing 90-second shifts. And then again, 5 more guys flip over the box, and boom, they're ready to rock and roll. But on your side, 90-minute contest, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of these guys are on there for the full 90, right?
That is correct. 90-minute game, 45-minute halves. So yeah, especially at the professional levels, you get 3 substitutions all game. And so, but at our level, at the JC, players can come on and off as they go. So it's unlimited substitutions. Now, at some levels, I believe at the NCAA Division I and Division II level, if you come off on the first half, you can't re-enter till the second half. And that's just to improve the speed of play and prevent teams from trying to make a substitution at every dead ball. And with us, the clock stops, I believe, after the last 5 minutes if you're making a substitution, if you're the team that is ahead.
See, and again, you mentioned with your 11 there, and that's why I was alluding to this, because there's 14, 15 other guys saying, hey, I'm just as good, or I want to be out there, but you have that opportunity to keep fresh bodies in all throughout the game.
That is true. And so what we try to do, especially at the JC level, early on you have a larger rotation, and as the year progresses, you kind of start to settle in on your 15, 16-man rotation. Some teams will go with a 14-man rotation or 14-women rotation and can be very successful with that route. We've tend to notice that we need some depth, so about 15, 16 is usually where we fall in our rotation.
I want to go off a statement that you said across, or at least next to me again, as we kind of led into this next segment here, but as you kind of mentioned that soccer isn't your thing or anything, but in your opinion, Jose, as we talked a little bit about this off air, but what does soccer need to do as a whole to kind of get fans, again, sports fan, where he's watching hockey, he's watching every major, at least the major 4, what does soccer need to do to entertain, or at least get his eyeballs kind of focused on, hey, this is what's going on, enjoy soccer. This is what we offer to the table.
Yeah, I think it's the events just like the World Cup, and just, promoting these type of events that are taking place, and then getting just to recognize the type of players that are out there. And, in the World Cup, you've got players like Cristiano Ronaldo, you got Lionel Messi, you got Neymar from, different countries as well. But you're just trying to find just that attacking mind. And you're seeing it, I think, within teams in this World Cup, pressing, trying to score goals, which is a little bit more entertaining to fans. You don't want to see such a boring, teams just sit back and keep the ball. You want to see teams going forward, pressing other teams. And that's something this World Cup has done early on. is you've seen teams be a little bit more aggressive going in the attack.
But even in this country, though, where we do have pro, at least soccer with the MLS, and you even have a local team, or at least down the road with the Colorado Rapids, in your opinion, is MLS doing everything it can to help kind of build up that and bring notoriety to the sport, or do they need to do a little bit more of maybe just like we talked about with LeBron saying, hey, here's our figurehead of this sport. Is MLS doing that and no one's just paying attention, or do they need to do that a little bit better?
I think they're making some growth. I mean, MLS has only been around for 22 years. So I believe 96 was the first year. But I think they're making some growth. Teams are starting to go out, buying some players, bringing in players that are a little bit bigger names. You know, the Galaxy have got Zlatan Ibrahimovic. DC United's looking to bring in Wayne Rooney. And then other teams are looking to go the youth route and buying, Atlanta United went out and got a 17, 18-year-old out of Paraguay who's come in and lit it up really well, and they're hoping to make a name going that route. So I think they're doing that, and those pro teams here in the States are also starting to, they've got these academies, and so they're interacting more with the youth, trying to develop that connection between the youth side and the pro game here.
That's strange, too, because, younger used to love watching soccer, especially when we had the pro team in Oakland. But actually now, I would say this, and maybe I'm more into more action, I guess, my age, and I don't have a problem watching Australian rules football. And again, too, it's got a little bit of rugby involved with it. It's got a little bit of soccer involved in it as well. But, when soccer is just going back and forth, I think that kind of, where you said it kind of loses my interest, at least in hockey. It's a shorter rink, and there's a little more action packed into it. Soccer
says a guy who can watch a full round of golf. I don't know how you do that, but
I can play a full round of golf too. I have no problems with that. But again, it's one of those deals where how do you spice up that competition out there to keep a guy like me entertained for that 90 minutes?
It's a great question, and I think part of the avenues is you've started to see teams, or you've started to see kind of just the rules of getting the official to speed up the play, where players in the past have just, I get knocked down, I'm going to take about 15, 20 seconds to kind of get the play moving. And I think they're trying to speed up the play, and I think all the governmental bodies of each sport or each league is trying to do that to help speed it up. I think you see it in all sports. In baseball, they're trying to speed that up as well. So with soccer, I think they're trying to do the same thing to try to just keep the interest of the game moving forward by speeding the game up.
All right, Nick.
I have a solution. You just need to take Ritalin, or again that ADHD stuff, right? To pay attention. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm just kidding with you.
Sunglasses, especially because it's going to be nice and sunny out there.
Anyways,
go ahead. You're going to wrap things up here.
Yes.
And you wanted to pick his brain on World Cup.
Well, again, might as well end on one final question with Jose again, as we've.
By the way, good luck to both you and Coach Gibson and this year's edition. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to talk to you during the course of the season. Well, go ahead.
Absolutely. So again, as we are in the middle of World Cup, just want to pick your brain and give your thoughts and opinion on who's winning this whole thing. Who is going to come away with a championship out of Russia?
Before the tournament had started, I had Argentina. And now today, Argentina took a big blow today, losing to Croatia 3-0. They've been flat all tournament. They drew 1-1 to Iceland, and Iceland played a great game. Germany was heavy favorites. They fell to Mexico. So I think it's wide open, and I think the parity of the tournament has been as close as it's ever been in any tournament. Outside of Saudi Arabia and Panama, every other game has been fairly good and fairly close to watch. So right now, I think Belgium looks great. So they're tough. Brazil's always going to click at the right time. So I had Argentina winning it, and I don't think
give me one team. I got some money. I need to go out to Vegas.
I know one of the reasons why too. I don't have that interest. There's no Italy.
That is true. Yeah, you're missing some of the big headliners. Italy, no Netherlands, no Holland in the tournament either. So it's just if I had to go off of one right now, I am probably going to go with Brazil.
All right, Brazil. I need to remember that. Let's see what odds are. I think I have $50. All right, I'm making that trip out to Vegas soon.
Okay, you got Brazil. Works for me.
I mean, it's not a bad choice to go with. Again,
are they in pool play right now?
They are. They are in pool play. Some teams have finished up 2 games in pool play. Some teams have just only played 1, so we're kind of in the middle of pool play. Brazil plays Costa Rica tomorrow, so there's some big games coming up.
So a good point though that you were talking like with Brazil. Central America teams have a much different game than obviously the U.S. and then the Eastern European nations, and I'll use Russia in there. What is it? This is more built on speed, the Central American games, right?
It is. It's a speed, and it's a very possessive type-oriented game. Now, the smaller countries like Panama are looking to sit back, who don't necessarily have the firepower of a Spain or a Belgium. So they're looking to sit back and maybe counterattack and rely on a free kick to somehow get their goals. So it's kind of strategic to see how certain countries play within the styles and utilize the strength of players that they have representing their countries.
All right, we want to thank Jose Arenas for joining us here again and keep us abreast of more basketball stuff.
Because it's going to have to be you, pal. Again, we can't rely on, at least on the men's soccer side, we're going to have to rely on him, not Vince.
Well, but I'm just saying, we'll have women's soccer news coming up. We'll have basketball news coming up. So a lot of stuff that he does in addition to being.
Again, that's why I said he's our savior. He's our go-to guy.
We appreciate it. Jose, thank you so much. Jose Arenas join us here on 1480 K-Ray with Wyoming Sports Talk today. We're back after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
John Mason here for Lincoln Way Liquor. I want to thank Cheyenne for helping us grow during our first year of business. We have over 5,000 new customers in our database in just 13 months. Our customers love our low prices, free ice, 2% credit for future purchases, and some really friendly service. And we always have 16 weekly specials on beer, wine, and liquor. We ask you to compare Lincoln Way Liquor, 2825 East Lincoln Way. We're not the largest, but we might just be the best.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
It is hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk. Today, we want to thank all our sponsors for being a part of our program. Without them, we don't have a program. Taco John's of Cheyenne. Again, home of the loaded potato olays. That sounds good tonight, doesn't that? Or a 6-pack and a pound? Or sirloin steak burrito?
I mean, it sounds good, but what?
Yo, what? Oh, boy, you got your attention.
Well, we had Nathan's hot dogs, and again, that fills me up.
Well, all that reminded me was July 4th. That's all that reminded me of.
You could always have a Nathan's hot dog.
I love Nathan's hot
You can have Taco John's tacos whenever, too.
And I could have Taco John's tacos on Tuesday.
When I said, on Tuesday when I offered it, you said no.
Well, I'm up for some loaded potato lays tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Also, too, we want to thank Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. I'm also for Chick-fil-A, too. Breakfast.
How about on Saturday, tomorrow?
Sorry, the offer is off the table.
Don't give me that.
You have breakfast, you have lunch, you have dinner. 6 days a week. Chick-fil-A, corner Windmill and Delrange, right next to Menards. We want to thank Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. And again, my good friends, AJ and Greg Miller, and the great crew over there. They'll take good care of you, as they did my son when he made his Kia purchase. Also, Platte Valley Bank, 2 banking locations. You will find the great crew over on Vandehigh, as well as at the corner of College and Pershing. Platte Valley Bank times 2. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Same location as always, Bluegrass Circle, right next door to Texas Roadhouse. Lennox Auto Body, the main repair center for auto and trucks, right there on Dunn Avenue, or the Auto Glass and Detail Center for autos and trucks on Pershing Boulevard. The Key people of Cheyenne, give Rachel a call. She is the key contact person. 414-0074. She'll come on by, give you the estimate. It's free, by the way. And the Key people of Cheyenne will come on by and clean it so you don't have to. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue. You will head on over there and see the great folks over there. They're open Monday through Friday. Talk to them about their CD rates. Across the street, enjoy lunch or dinner at Mondello's Pizzeria with pizza, strombolis, calzones, and again, delicious sandwiches, always on fresh baked bread. I can go there and eat that bread all day long. Love it. We also want to thank the Wyoming-Montana Safety Council, Mars Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, Linkaway Liquor at 2825 East Linkaway. And, of course, our scoreboard, we get things underway each hour with, is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
Local baseball action happening over in Omaha, Nebraska today at 5 o'clock. It will be the Cheyenne Post Sixers taking on Renner, South Dakota, as they are out there in Omaha, Nebraska, taking it and competing in that tournament. Just one game for them today. Also, 2 in College World Series action in Omaha, Nebraska as well. You will see one game as well. It will be the Texas Tech Red Raiders taking on Florida. It is a loser-out contest at 7 o'clock tonight, and you can see that contest on ESPNU. Winner moves on to take on Arkansas coming up tomorrow. So that's what's happening on local and college baseball action around the country.
All right, Major League Baseball, Rockies and the Mets have moved to the top of the 9th inning. Jake McGee's in. Got a runner at second base. Rocks lead 6-4, and Brandon Nimmo is up right now.
Hopefully he hits a home run.
He may. He's 1 for 4 on the
Just
day.
stick it to the
RBI.
Rockies. Just do it.
So anyway, Nimmo is up facing Jake McGee. I think McGee struck him out the other night on Monday. So with that being said, McGee has a runner at second base. He's inherited, or no, actually he's put on. So 6-4 Rockies, top of the 9th, 2 outs. Hopefully we'll have a final here by the time I run down the scoreboard. Yankees have defeated the M's 4-3 today. Red Sox 9, Twins 2. Orioles and the Nationals will get things underway at 5:05. Max Scherzer on the hill. He's 10-3 on the season, a 2.06 ERA. Diamondbacks and the Pirates at PNC. Cubs and the Reds. They will face off at Great American Ballpark. It will be the Cardinals and the Brew Crew in Milwaukee. Blue Jays and the Halos at Angel Stadium at Anaheim. Padres and the Giants. Mad Bum will make his 3rd start of the season. Hopefully pick up a win tonight at AT&T. Already wiped out due to the weather in Chicago. There's a bulletin. The Athletics and the Pale Hose, they are wiped out due to the rain for today. Still into the top of the 9th, and it looks like, and I could be wrong here, it looks like Nimmo has Cade, and that means that the Rockies have won 6-4 today. So that's our scoreboard, brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking 1,000 bubbles dancing a 2-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83. Come on, you're up.
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish.
Hey, we don't do deep dish, capiche?
Try telling that to Chicago. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for street carts, anything a la carte, and is dying to make the leap into your grocery cart. Come on, take us home with you. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
John Mason here for Lincoln Way Liquor. I want to thank Cheyenne for helping us grow during our first year of business. We have over 5,000 new customers in our database in just 13 months. Our customers love our low prices, free ice, 2% credit for future purchases, and some really friendly service. And we always have 16 weekly specials on beer, wine, and liquor. We ask you to compare Lincoln Way Liquor, 2825 East Lincoln Way. We're not the largest, but we might just be the best.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be partly cloudy with highs around 77. For tonight, it'll continue to be partly cloudy with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 76. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 48.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
It is hour number 2, Wyoming Sports Talk today. Our next guest. Oh, by the way, Rockies did win 6-4. McGee did again. He struck out Nemo. So Nemo went 1 for 5 in today's game. So you're kind of torn. You're glad that the Rocks won, but on the other side, you want a Nemo to bust one out of the park.
Again, you know my opinion on the Rockies.
I know, but again, I have to go with my secondary team here.
Again, as I'm wearing the clear old school 1989 Giants jersey right now. So again, you know my thoughts on the Colorado Rockies.
I'm a baseball fan. I got Cleveland. Anyway, we have Carl Holden, who got a hold of me via email last night, and I passed this along to Nick today. And by golly, we got him in studio. And Carl is interesting, too. He was telling us that you were commissioner of the old Mountain Collegiate Baseball League the first year for the Cheyenne Grizzlies.
It was towards the end of their existence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and we'll get into some of your personal history as well here, but also you are here representing Baseball Ace, provided by USA Baseball and the American Baseball Coaches Association. It's an educational program for any and all individuals who are currently coaching baseball or aspire to coach baseball at any level of the game. So you send us the information here. You're going to be putting on some clinics, and that's something that we definitely want to get the information out, because to learn this sport, you just can't go out there and see the ball hit the ball. There's a lot more involved than knocking it out of the park.
So true. Actually, I was contacted by one of the former owners of a team that was in the Mountain Collegiate Baseball.
Why don't you get a little closer to the microphone there, Carl?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I was contacted by one of the former owners of the Mountain Collegiate Baseball League, and he had told me that the Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association was interested in holding a clinic in Wyoming. They've never done this in Wyoming before, and they reached out to me to help coordinate and get it set up.
And not just specifically Wyoming, but here in the city of Cheyenne as well too. Again, a good opportunity also too. It is a free opportunity as well too. Again, for youth to learn, at least this former alumni. Again, I do believe according to the flyer, it's still at least who will be attending is still to be determined, unless we do know at least who will be coaching by chance.
Yes, a couple of former Rockies are coming in. Mike Myers, he was a sidearm pitcher, played in several teams. Brian Fisher is a former Pittsburgh Pirate.
He's down in Denver. Actually, I had the opportunity to play over 50 with Brian, and let me tell you, the guy can still chuck the baseball.
Oh, yes.
Even at age 50. But, and again, too, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Brian also is a scout these days, too. I'm not sure might be with the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not 100% sure what capacity he's working in with the scouting at this point,
But anyway, so again, a couple, and again, Brian Fisher with the Pirates, the Yankees. I think he might have played with the M's as well.
Yeah.
Anyways. So we have this free baseball clinic coming up on July 7th. This will be from 9 in the morning till 12 p.m. at Mike Lansing Ball Field, right off Converse here. This is where the not the CJL, but the other side of the road. Again, tell us a little bit about this particular clinic that we got going on.
Sure. It's, they're going to be, they have a cap of 150 kids because they've never done this up here. They don't really know, what the turnout is going to be, but they've capped it at 150 kids for right now.
And first, it's free.
Yeah, it is free. Definitely free. This is their way. They're all former baseball players, Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association. This is their way of getting back to the community, giving back to the baseball world, and they want to promote baseball and get the interest there. Being in Wyoming, we have a unique situation where we don't have any high school baseball here. So, every opportunity that we have to, let the kids grow, we have to do that.
And we certainly just had a recent, at least, clinic or camp with the Cheyenne Mustangs, again, where that was actually paid to be a part of that clinic over at Powers Field. That at least when my talks with Rick Thompson, he said that went over pretty well. I think they kind of hit their mark of around 120 kids that showed up for that. But again, that was a $30 kind of entry into that clinic for the Cheyenne Mustangs. Now, with this being free, again, you would anticipate that this should be a good turnout. Again, it sounds like we do have at least interested kind of participation in the city that want to be a part of these clinics. And again, to see other former players, at least pro players, come on up to Cheyenne and again be a part of this and host this, it sounds like it should be a good opportunity for youth at least to learn baseball as well too. Again, another great opportunity that this city is offering.
Yes.
Also, too, let's talk about this real quick, Carl, and I'm going to throw this out here, and you can be opinionated on this or not. It seems like with the success of our programs, the Mustangs and as well as the Sixers right now, and they're getting notoriety across the tri-state region. Of course, Brandon Nimmo and his success with the big club now with the New York Mets. Did that kind of prompt this Major League Alumni Association to get in contact with you to be, the starting point for this particular free clinic?
I would have to say it probably played it played.
I mean, it's right. First of its kind here.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely the first of its kind. Whenever I was contacted, I spoke with Mike Myers, who'll be one of the coordinators of the clinic or instructors, I should say, and he said that there's only 2 states that this has not been done in yet, and Wyoming being one, and I think North Dakota was the other, and they're extremely excited to get up here and give back to the kids and to the community, and I really think that had a part to do in it. It's whenever Brandon Nimmo was found, the baseball world was kind of rocked. No, he didn't play in high school,
Right.
And I think American Legion, post 6 is probably the standard in Wyoming,
All right. 17 kids currently are registered for this event, again, July 7th. And it'll be here before we know it.
Right.
And we know that a lot of the CJLers, and again, those with Senior Babe Ruth, are playing right now. Seasons will be ending shortly. So, again, this just getting into our hands last night. So, again, you have 17 players, room for about 150 kids. So
that is
what
correct.
do they need to do?
Okay. If your kids are interested in attending, there is pre-registration that is required, and they have to go to the Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association. It's going to be mlbpaa.mlb.com /MLBPAA/events, and they got to pre-register. The reason for this is they want to make sure that it's not bogging down the clinic at the actual day that is being held. And the same with the coaches clinic too. And I'd like to add it with the coaches clinic. There's going to be a former San Diego Padres manager, Gary Riddick, that's going to be probably the most notable person there. He managed several coaches, or he coached several times for different teams, and he was a director of player development for the Blue Rays, or in the Brewers, I believe.
So, again,
and again, all this information we'll pass along on
Right.
our social media sites, again, whether it is on Twitter and also to Facebook, we will pass it along. So, again, for folks who are interested out there in Cheyenne and kind of the including surrounding areas, if you want to come attend, see these kind of greats, at least legends of the game, at least big names of the past, here's your opportunity at least. And, again, it is free, again, for the youth, and also, too, there is also, too, a coaches clinic as well, too, but we will make sure to pass that along.
Now, again, registrants must be at least 6 to 16 years of age. Is this for both boys and girls?
Boys and girls, softball or baseball, either one.
And again, the arrival needs to be to the field about 25 minutes before the scheduled start time. Please come prepared with sneakers, baseball bat, bag, I should say, bat, glove, helmet, water bottle, etc. So again, Saturday the 7th. That'll be from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. Mike Lansing Ball Field. And again, Carl, I know they're looking at you as to being the guy to get this all put
Right.
together. What do you know as far as the fundamentals that they're going to be teaching the youngsters? I'm sure you've gotten some information on that.
Oh yes, there's going to be a lot of basic stuff, but these guys have all been there. They lived their dream. They've been there. They've done that, and they're going to focus on fundamentals and everything, tips to improve fielding, hitting, base running. I mean, all the stuff that you need to be a baseball player. They're going to focus on.
Carl, can we have them get a hold of you too, if they need to get some more information, please?
Sure. Do you want me to just go ahead and add that to your website, or would you like me to go ahead and just...
No, go ahead and just, let's throw it out there right now, because
Sure.
there's some pops and moms out there that will probably...
Sure, if you want to get a hold of me, go ahead and contact me at area code 307-214-6249, and I can give you more information. I got to stress that pre-registration is mandatory in this. They don't want to bog down the clinic. It's very structured. They have it down to a science. They hold about 150 of these clinics a year throughout the country. So
when is the last day? Because, like I said, Nick is very good on the social media side to get this put up. When is the last day? Because we might be going through kids that are on vacation, parents that are on vacation right now.
Right.
Would it be like Friday the 6th that they can register up until that last day?
I would say probably Friday the 6th.
All right.
Anyways, at least, again, we'll pass along all that information. Hopefully, again, a great opportunity coming to the city of Cheyenne, again, for the youth, as, again, our own local teams hosting clinics, but now getting some pro experience as well, too, or at least interacting with the pros who've been there, did it, and done it.
So, again, we thank the Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association coming to Cheyenne, again, Saturday, July 7th, 9 a.m. till 12 noon, free baseball clinic, Mike Lansing Ball Field. on Converse Avenue. Just take the turnoff on Converse to head over to the junior, and senior Babe Ruth fields. And again, you're going to have some former Major League Baseball players like Mike Myers and Brian Fisher. Again, a couple names I know for sure will be up here. Registrants must be at least 6 to 16 years of age, boys and girls, to participate. We're going to take a time out. Carl, thank you for giving us this information, coming on by. We appreciate it, and we'll be back after these words on 1480 K-Ray. Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. So now's the time to find ways to beat the heat, and Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
For 56 years, 1480 K-Ray has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Also with KYY FM, we are Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM/FM combo radio stations. Add that to the addition of 3 FM radio translators to serve the area with programming from both K-Ray and KYLY, and that equals a lot of bang for your local advertising dollar. Radio, yesterday and today, still works. For more information, contact Larry Proetti at 307-637-0301.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480. K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. And again, thank you to both Jose Arenas as well as our last guest, Carl Holden, coming in. We had a chance to talk some baseball as well as soccer for LCCC. So anyway, we move along. We still have a little bit of the program left.
There's still other things to talk about. Again, as tonight's the NBA draft of what's going to happen there. Again, there are speculations that major deals might be made. Kawhi might find a new home tonight.
Well, we know one place it's not going to be with the Lakers.
Are you sure?
Well, it sounds like that deal is not going to happen.
Well, we'll see.
I was reading earlier that it says the Lakers were rebuffed by Kawhi, so I don't know.
We'll see. Again, everything, will major moves happen tonight? Again, there are rumors, as always. Again, you have your beat writers who have to put out something to try to trick the audience of saying, oh, yeah, there's going to be a big move tonight, but we'll certainly see. The only news that I saw was that I do believe Phoenix was looking to make moves with Philadelphia to gain more picks in this year's draft, so we'll see what happens with that. But again, right now it's NBA draft day. We'll see what happens. I do believe Nuggets are 14th on the list, so we'll see who they pick up and what they add to that team, and also too, again, a few other teams as well to see what they pick up as well.
Also, too, I was reading whether LeBron stays or goes, and I think
again, all signs are pointing that he's gone.
Yeah, he's hasta la vista. But it seems like the Cavaliers are going to do whatever they can to keep K-Love.
Good on them, I guess. Again, instead of dismantling that whole team, I guess hold on to some respectability. Because again, if you lose LeBron and K-Love, that team's nothing. That team is, again, you have the Lakers of Cleveland, essentially, where, again, they're not going to be good. Again, no offense to Larry Nance Jr. and a few other of those players, but again, that's not a dominant team in the East, as much as the East is a complete joke. Again, you lose LeBron, you lose K-Love, that team is not good. It is not it's a team that probably begs to get 10 wins in a season, in my personal opinion. Again, J.R. Smith, is he going to be the leader of that team? No. Again, Tristan Thompson, no, he's dealing with Kardashian problems right now. He's got his own thing going on. Again, other pieces on that team, sorry, they're begging and pleading to keep K-Love on there. Again, with all signs pointing that LeBron's on his way to L.A., it's not a good situation right now for Cleveland.
All right, let me ask this question, and again, not to be stupid, but do you think that LeBron, there's that outside chance that he does not pack up and leave Cleveland?
Outside chance? No.
You think?
I think he's done. I think he is at this point. He says no. Again, he could.
Why does he want to leave Cleveland? It's his home area. Why?
Why did he leave in the first place? Obviously, to go win his championship. He got it. And he got one for Cleveland. I think it's now you get the taste of that gold, and you want it more and more. He's not getting it there in Cleveland at this point in time.
He realizes that
I think it's more so of the weight that is the comparison of him and Michael Jordan at this point in time of, hey, he's got 6, you've barely got 3, you're 3-6 in the finals, he was 6-0, obviously you can't make that mark, but hey, you have all this pressure, you're compared to him constantly every single day of your life, you're not winning championships with this team, go to somewhere else where you can add on to your legacy. Again, why are you playing sports? You're playing to win a championship. He's not doing it with the Cavaliers.
Think you're gonna win it?
He got lucky.
You think you're going to win it in Los Angeles, the Lakers? I think the Lakers are...
Again, Lakers are tossed out. Again, Lakers right now are why it's a young team that is improving. It's young bodies that can grow around them. It's nothing like a JR. It's nothing like a Tristan Thompson who's been there. Again, you have Lonzo who's already done with 1 year. Again, Kyle Kuzma. Again, a few players. If they stay, if they are not a part of trade, but again, it's a young core team that can grow around LeBron, that he can kind of mold himself, kind of go into that player/head coach role, which he's already doing in Cleveland, do it with the Lakers where, again, you have younger players that are still moldable and build them into this, what he wants into a powerhouse and a championship dynasty out there in La La Land. But that's the reason why I would see why this is all kind of stemming. Again, why are you playing these games? Why are you part of this league? Why are you playing a sport? You're playing to win a championship. You're not doing it anytime soon in Cleveland, at least as long as the Golden State Warriors are what they are at this point in time. Sorry. We saw what happened. Again, a clean sweep this year. Again, you got fortunate with your one championship in Cleveland because, again, complete bull calls with Adam Silver. Again, the suspension. Again, a few other kind of few things. But, again, you got lucky on your one championship. Other than that, it should have been a four-peat for the Warriors at this point in time.
Speaking of the Lakers, they recently called an organizational meeting. I don't know if you heard this. To warn all employees about possible tampering ahead of the free agent signing period, in which they are expected to play a key role with ability to sign two superstars. Sources with knowledge of this meeting.
Of Kawhi and LeBron.
Yeah, well, Kawhi I don't think is going to happen. Lakers co-owner and governor Jeannie Buss called the meeting, which was led by President of Basketball Operations, Magic Johnson. I'm glad to see he can slip away from baseball to get back to basketball.
Yeah, he's got nothing really to focus over there. The Dodgers still kind of...
Sources are saying Johnson and Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka spoke to a large group of team employees, warning them about tampering. Other employees received written notices on the matter. That
is this LeVar's doing? Is that what's going on? LeVar Ball, are you back and playing the Lakers?
Who knows? But the Lakers have been punished twice by the NBA for tampering in the past year. As one team source put it, we're under incredible scrutiny with everything. So Jeannie and Johnson had to make it crystal clear to everyone.
And I'll be crystal clear on this show as well, too, as I think I spoke to you off air on the weekend as I brought up his name. But, yes, I did put out the word to see if I can get the great white whale. That is LeVar Ball on the show, but unfortunately he did not respond back, so hopefully next week, or again, they're on the thick of the JBA right now, so maybe he's dealing with that again, his own personal junior basketball association with the youth program, where again, they are paying players right now. But I will be upfront and honest with you, I did try to get LeVar Ball on. I'm just saying. He is my dream guest on this show because, again, I just want to hear what crazy things he'll say with us.
Oh.
Any chance again with
him.
Any chance tonight that this meeting was also to say, hey, we are not drafting LiAngelo Ball as well to the Lakers. We already got one of Lonzo. As much as Lonzo, again, he was okay in his rookie season. It wasn't that great. What we at least hyped up from a LeVar Ball of saying he's going to be Rookie of the Year. Clearly, he was nowhere even close to that, but. It'd be interesting to see if, again, LiAngelo, he is up for the draft. Again, he did work out with the Lakers, did work out with the Warriors and a few other teams, but to see, maybe that meeting was also too, again, this is tongue-in-cheek, but, again, hey, we don't need to draft another Ball on this team. Please, let LiAngelo go somewhere else, please.
All right, let's take a look at who's drafting here. We'll just, as you mentioned, the Nuggets are in the 14 hole.
Yep.
So you got Phoenix drafting 1.
Mm-hmm. And, again, they are right now rumored, again, with having that high, that number 1 pick, that other teams are trying to give them extra picks that Phoenix so far is looking like they want. Again, they want more picks as that team is still – I don't even know how to describe the Suns. Again, it seems like they're trying to be the Warriors of, hey, go off the draft and let's build a team within. They're trying to do the Philadelphia 76er process situation down there. But, yeah, it does seem like every year it's just more and more of a regression for that team. But we'll see. If they do trade away, again, all signs, or at least rumors right now floating about that Philadelphia is very interested and willing to give up multiple picks for Phoenix to be number 1. Again, where it sounds like at least Philadelphia is trying to get that last key player to complete the process, quote unquote, out there in Philadelphia.
Well, and then the second team that will be picking is the Sacramento Kings. You want to talk about a team that regresses every year? They're in the top of the draft. You would figure they would. They would have got the drill by now.
They make small up and down, just moving up, going up. Again, this is a team that's just they don't know what to do. Again, this is a team also too a few years ago.
Terrible ownership.
They're lucky to have that ownership, though. I would be honest. Again, they got a brand new Golden One Center in Sacramento. They got brand new facilities.
Yeah, they've done
they got a brand new,
and they stink.
I'm just saying they got a brand new ownership group. This was a team again a few years ago that was tossed around to not even be no longer in Sacramento. That was that. Again, we're talking 3 or 4 years ago, where this team was anticipated to move up to Seattle to just replace the Supersonics, or at least be the Supersonics again. I think with the Kings, it's a situation where for that team, I don't think your draft is really going to help you. Again, are you going to be a Warriors team? Are you going to be a Philadelphia team? I don't think so. I think it kind of stems with more of the GM portion there in Sacramento. That team right now is tough to figure out. And also, too, they are behind the 8 ball, along with Phoenix, who are, again, playing in the Pacific.
Right.
Sorry, you're not taking over that division anytime soon.
Team that is picking third, actually they got 3 first-rounders, are the Atlanta Hawks.
Yep.
And this is a team that is kind of
I think Atlanta, they have one from Cleveland with a Corver trade
right.
from like years ago.
But I'm just saying that this is a team that's fallen. This was a playoff caliber team for years.
Again, when you get rid of Paul Millsap, you get rid of Kyle Corver again. You got rid of your big names. They wanted to start fresh.
Almost they did a fire sale.
No, yeah, they did.
They got rid of money. That's what they did.
Well, and again, there's no fault. And we've seen that down in Denver with the Nuggets of what did they do after their 1-and-out series against the Warriors. See ya, JaVale. See ya, Iguodala. See you, all these other big other names, minus Kenneth Faried, which, again, I think he should be gone by now. Hopefully, again, he is that cancer. But, again, with Atlanta, I think they were in that situation, especially being in the East of, we have all these key pieces. We're paying you great money. Sure, you're getting us to the playoffs every year, or at least kind of consistently, but we want to be in the finals. We want to win that championship. We think we're better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, there were stints where they were kind of floating of trying to be number 1 seed out in the East. And, yeah, it just, with the Hawks, yeah, it was an absolute fire sale.
And then also, too, another surprise team that's picking in the 4 hole where they had been perennial playoff team, the Grizz. Memphis Grizzlies will be.
Well, again, they did another fire sale again with removing head coaches and also too again sending off players like a Zach Randolph and again a few others out. Again, they did the same thing. They did a fire sale. Memphis was in the same position in the West. You're getting us into the playoffs. We're consistently a 4 or 5 middle tier seed. We're not getting anywhere. Again, they got close against the Warriors one season, but that was about it. And other than that, it is a situation where, again, you're paying great money. You're getting us this. It's not good enough. We want to win championships.
I laugh here at the number 5 hole as the Dallas Mavericks because there was that time last year where they were just throwing the season, and the NBA,
well, again,
the NBA said,
you had the ownership come out. You had, you had Mark Cuban coming out and go and say, yeah, we are tanking. We want that number 1 pick because we know we're going to be awful. So what? Again, Mavericks, we knew we were going to be terrible. Let them tank. Who cares?
So picking in the number 6 hole is who's this here?
I don't know. You have a screen that I can't see.
Oh, I can't. I know the Bulls are at number 7. So
what does the logo look like?
The logo looks like a lightning.
Maybe the Magic?
Yeah, the Orlando Magic.
There you go.
Orlando Magic will be picking at number 6. Well, it doesn't say. It just gives you the logo. So
is it a blue ball with a lightning bolt? There you go. That's the Orlando.
So the Magic will be picking 6. Nobody really cares, do they?
The Magic have
even
been
the Magic don't even
Magic
care
haven't
anymore.
been relevant since O'Neal was playing them with Shaq, at least the Shaq days, and even then that wasn't too relevant.
So and then you have the Bulls picking in at number 7 for their
the Bulls again, another perennial team. Where again we're talking. I think last year they made it to the East playoffs. Again, nothing where they were a complete powerhouse out in the Eastern Conference, but again a team that has. Again, done a fire sale as well, and here's where they stand again. Now trying to rebuild.
Am I looking at this right? Cleveland's getting the 8th pick from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
is that right?
Probably
the Cavaliers. They get the 8th pick from Brooklyn.
If that's what it says on the screen.
Let's see what else you have here. The Sixers are picking 10th, and the Knicks are picking 9th. So those are your top 10 picks for this evening. I don't know. I guess you're going to see some trade. I think Atlanta probably is in the driver's seat right now. They got the opportunity to unload a.
Well, again, Philadelphia right now has the options. Again, with having that number 10, again, the rumor is that they are looking to unload that and go up higher into the draft. They're looking to move to top 5. Again, rumors have been circulating that they do want that number 1 with Phoenix. So, again, we'll see. And also, too, there are players where player trades could certainly happen. It's very rare, but with this kind of offseason of how it's already starting and just how players have kind of expressed feelings and stuff, be interested to see what happens tonight and what teams do move up, what teams move down, and what players kind of move around.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the draft is on ESPN tonight. Does that sound right?
I don't know.
It'll be coming up here in a little bit. Oh, by the way, if you missed out, the Rockies won today. They held on for a 6-4 win over the Mets. Nolan Arenado had a big day for Colorado with another round tripper. His 16th of the season, had 5 RBI in the contest, so he raised his total to 51 on the season. Brandon Nimmo for the Mets, he went 1 for 5. He whiffed twice. Matter of fact, he was the final out in the contest. Rockies relief corps, we were talking about this way back as we started the program. Last night, hey, we have blasted them.
You did your job.
Yeah, you did what you get paid to do.
Yeah.
And they actually held a team down for a change. Today, it looks like McGee was called in the 9th inning to put down the Mets, and they still scored a run on him. His ERA is 5.34, but he got a save, his first save of the season. So
good on him, I guess.
Well,
raw.
The Rockies took 3 out of 4 from the Mets, which I know is not saying much.
That's a tough team to take at home, nonetheless, too, in Coors Field. Yeah, you managed to do that against a Mets team that is just kind of like you with the Rockies. They don't know what the hell they're doing right now on at least playing baseball this year. Again, it's certainly a positive direction for the Rockies, but at this point, again, standing here, again, without knowing the pulse of a Rockies fan, but again, at this point, is it something where, here we go. That's the team that I've known for a while. sorry, 3 out of 4 against the Mets. It's a good step. It's a small step, but there's still a lot of problems on this Rockies team that they need to figure out soon.
I do like this. It's a 5-pager, and I'm not going to read it all.
Please don't.
Oh, now I'm going to read it now.
This is not Wyoming story time today.
No, but this is an open letter to New York Mets Brandon Nimmo, the apology he deserves by Justin Birnbaum. I don't know how you say his name, Birnbaum. I would assume he is a writer. But
I would assume so. If he wrote something, yeah, maybe.
Well, but, I mean, he writes basically he was ticked off at the Mets for drafting Nimmo.
Diatribe.
Well, yeah, there you go. Read it. Look at it, read it.
You never pass this along again, as I give everything else to you.
I just got that this morning as well, and
okay, was this morning. Here it is.
And
4
again,
o'clock.
Look at the apology. He's got to be a writer for one of the.
Well, what is it? Did you read it, and what does it say?
Well, basically, he was in making it a very short diatribe. He basically was all on Nimmo's case for going to the Mets. He was mad at the Mets for drafting him. They were questioning Sandy Alderson for his pick, and then bringing him up to the majors, and why is he playing? All of that stuff.
Are you listening to some Buffalo Bill writer about, or at least some writers, Josh Allen?
All of a sudden now the guy is taking his foot out of his mouth, and
good on him.
And again, for the season that Nimmo is having to this point, and all of a sudden now it's like, oh wow, I'm real sorry that.
Yeah.
But again,
sorry I doubted you again. Hey, that's why again with everything that I've said here, again, I'll state my opinion on the Rockies. I'll state my opinion on the Cowboys, football, basketball, whatever. Again, I say, hey, it's my opinion, but again, prove me wrong. When you do, absolutely, I'll own it. There's nothing wrong. I think, hey, Justin, kudos to you. You owned your your complaints, your mistakes, and now, just move on with your life.
Well, and again, too, the New York media is, and
again, New York media, it's a 24/7, 365 situation
and
out
a
there.
lot
Again,
of them are clowns.
But I'm just saying, with an extended microscope on every little aspect of sports out in that kind of tri-state area, again, it's a situation where they're going to analyze every little single thing. Hey, Brandon Nimmo, this guy comes out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. I don't even know.
He didn't play high school baseball.
He didn't play high school baseball. He's from Wyoming. Do they even play baseball? All he knows is baseball, at least pro, from the Coors Field that he has to drive down to. He doesn't know how to play. He's not a pro-ready player.
Basically, that's what if you read that.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, though, it's something where that New York media and something that we're kind of familiar with, especially with how the ESPNs of the world work and everything coming out of that East Coast style, it is a situation where everything is just analyzed, where this team, the Mets could be on a 5-game losing streak, or I'll even shorten it to a 2-game losing streak. You got to analyze why is this happening.
Well, this clown last year wanted him traded, and the deal didn't go through, and he just went absolutely ballistic that the trade didn't happen.
He talking trade like we are, of that the Mets are kind of playing around with his career, or trade of I'm not happy with him?
Trade that we don't need him, that type of deal. Well,
I think the Mets desperately need him. Again, a guy who's right now at the top of hitting
I was
stats.
hoping that he was going to be probably moved, because he is, if I'm not mistaken, according to that article, I think he's locked in for the next 4 to 5 years with the Mets. So if the Mets
again, I still think it's on the table that they will entertain potential trades for Nimmo. I think they absolutely will. Again, I don't think it's out of the question. Would it be stupid if they did? Absolutely. I think he's a phenomenal player. Obviously, with his stats of what he's doing this season, I don't think it's a situation with Nimmo where this is a one-time deal for him. I think, no, this is kind of the slow start of what type of player you can expect out of him. This is going to be something throughout his career of he's going to be a big-time name. And at this point in time, who knows what's going to happen?
Well,
again, the Mets right now seem like they're going to be a selling team. Is he going to be
part of that sale?
But I'm just saying, if you're other teams, I'm the Mets. I got this big name, Brandon Nimmo. Look at these stats that he's putting up. Right. Who wants him? Who wants him for big money or big stars or big,
and that possibility that he might be that one that's voted on as the 4 guys that are, vying to be that last spot on the All-Stars.
We'll see.
And they're a very good possibility. That talk is being more prominent now through the National League.
I think he should, but again, we'll see.
But anyway, the kid's 25 years old and enjoying, getting to play every day and enjoying the game. So, power to him and to this Justin Bierbaum. You're an idiot. That's all I got to say. And again, you're probably.
I mean, he owned it. He owned it. He said,
"You're half of the.
I screwed up, and
you're half of the New York writers. There, you're brutal one day, and then the next day it's like you're kissing butt, and that's just the way they are over there in New York. And you're absolutely right.
There's one that I've been interacting. I don't think he'd do anything.
No, but you're absolutely right though about like we're sitting here, we're bringing you raw numbers of the Rockies and the bullpen. And again, I have been, me personally, have been critical of that pitching coaching staff. That pitching coaching staff is not teaching these guys to be better.
Again, it's unacceptable that you're above a 4 ERA. Again, it's
and
in pro ranks those are numbers you should not be seeing anything.
Well, again, I've said this for years. I said the same thing about Walt Weiss. Walt Weiss did not manage in minor league ball.
That was a dumb move anyways with the Rockies.
Straight from high school.
Yeah, that was a dumb move
to skipper the Rocks. I mean, it was like, what is the thinking here?
I don't know.
So anyway,
what is half of the thinking of the Rockies? Again, half the time it's kind of their heads are buried in the sand. They're not tuned.
Anyway, back-to-back games for the Rockies bullpen where they've actually performed. This one will get a C from me. Last night they probably got their highest grade, a B+.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they actually came out and did the job. Of course, Brian Shaw still is not throwing well for the Rockies in his bullpen work. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have more here on 1480 K-Ray. According to the latest Rate Watch report, First Year Bank offers the highest annual percentage yield in the Cheyenne market for 12, 18, 24, 36, 48, and 60-month CDs. The friendly staff is ready to answer any questions and help you open or renew your certificate of deposit. Give Carol, Caitlin, or Deb a call today at 307-632-3500. First Tier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Good game, boys. You showed some real fight. Like when Wachowski put that hit on our own mascot. Solid work, son. Okay, Friday was for football, but Tuesday is for tacos. Taco Tuesday at Taco John's. It's a sacred holiday where we eat tacos repeatedly until I get full.
Save big every Taco Tuesday with crispy beef tacos for just 99 cents.
Get some rest, boys, because come Taco Tuesday, we olay the day.
Olay the day at Taco John's.
Do you have a big remodeling project in mind? Then the best tool for you is a home equity line of credit from Platte Valley Bank. Whether you are remodeling, making home repairs, or expanding, a home equity line of credit can help you finish that project. Stop in and we'll show you the hidden value in your home with a home equity line of credit from Platte Valley Bank.
Some restrictions may apply, subject to credit approval. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be partly cloudy with highs around 77. For tonight, it'll continue to be partly cloudy with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 76. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 48.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing!
And it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Well, if you didn't hear, the NFL is planning to suspend Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Jameis Winston the first 3 games of the season for violating the league's personal conduct policy, per league sources. The planned suspension stems from an alleged incident with an Uber driver in Scottsdale, Arizona in March 2016. Nothing like acting on it 2 years later. The league still has not notified.
Surprised?
Well, yeah, I keep forgetting who runs the league. Anyway, the league still has not notified Winston of its official decision. The circumstances surrounding still could lead to an increase or decrease of the 3 games, according to sources. One source said Winston will be notified as early as Friday, but others think it will be handed down sometime in the next week. An appeal could be discussed, but they have been proven to be largely fruitless in the past.
Just appeal it. Who cares?
Well, yeah, but
don't even entertain that you're going to suspend them. Just who cares? Just
anyway,
NFL, you're not going to do anything.
Look what Ezekiel Elliott tried to do, and he still got suspended 6 games. This is interesting, though.
Yeah, but he delayed it, though. Again, took advantage of it, and what I said, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Abuse that opportunity and keep on doing it. You don't think Jameis Winston would probably entertain that? Hey, agent, what can I do in this situation so I can keep playing out there and continue my career?
Well, listen to this. He will lose $124,000 in base salary.
A drop in the bucket.
Well, no. He's not making a lot of money.
Again, $100,000.
His base salary is only $705,000 this season. He's going to lose $124,000. His base salary next season is scheduled to be over $20 million, reducing the chance that he would consider.
Okay, drop in the bucket. Not now, but then. Yeah. $20 million, yeah.
So,
again, you think he's really sweating that? Who cares? Well, again, he also probably has endorsement, a deal or something, or someone's paying him money.
Tampa Bay, it's not in our part of the world. Anyway, so stick a fork in Winston. He's going to be gone for 3 games.
Will he?
And he, yeah.
I'm just saying, will he? We saw what happened with Elliott.
He'll be suspended. Again, he can appeal it, but eventually it's going to happen.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Anyway.
He'll probably go from, we'll appeal, we'll extend it out. You got 3, I want 1. Okay, have 1 game suspension. There you go.
One last thing here. The Lakers have contacted the San Antonio Spurs after Kawhi Leonard's public trade request last week, but immediately felt the Spurs had no intention of engaging in any dialogue. As one Lakers source put it, they basically shut the door on us. No players were discussed, and there has been no further dialogue between the teams. Now, Leonard has expressed a preference to be traded to L.A., specifically the Lakers.
Yep.
However, when the Lakers called to express interest in Leonard, they were given the distinct impression the Spurs had no interest in doing business with them. Spurs coach Greg Popovich had traveled to SoCal on Tuesday. He met with Leonard prior to today's NBA draft. So for weeks, Popovich has been working to set up a meeting with Leonard to discuss the issues that have fractured the franchise's relationship with the All-NBA forward and caused him to make public his desire to be traded. So, again, the Spurs say no. Leonard says,
again, I don't know how much you read into that. Maybe it's just to quiet down the media attention around it, or who knows. Again, maybe we're not talking now, but probably talk a little bit later or something. Again, maybe it's not the right situation, as there were meetings supposedly down in San Diego between Popovich and Kawhi a few days ago of trying to calm him down, get a full understanding of why Kawhi is upset.
Well, here's the issues. A couple of them. Leonard is angry over what he believes was a Spurs mishandling of his quadriceps injury.
Oh.
And he remains irate about public comments from teammate Tony Parker and Popovich that he felt were not supportive of him, according to the league sources.
Stop whining.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, you got Tony Parker, you had Ginobili, again, players that have dealt with at least not typical, or at least so same.
Parker's been injured.
I mean, he's been injured, but again, he's never complained. He's come back healthy. He's come back just as good. Kawhi, you are just, again, you are the Derrick Rose of the San Antonio Spurs. You're the Derrick Rose of the NBA right now, where, again, you have that great talent, but you can never stay healthy. You think Derrick Rose is complaining about the Bulls staff when he was injured every single time? No, he never came out and said that. Again, Kawhi, just shut up. Just shut up. He should just go away from NBA. Again, who cares? He's just injured. You're gambling on an injured player. He's not going to do anything.
Okay, go to the Lakers. Who cares?
Yeah. Go die with the rest of that franchise.
We don't care. All right. Want to remind you that we have coming up. It's our last night, right? Thursday. Our last night of Golden Age of Radio Theater. So we'll have.
I like how you look at me and like puzzled.
No, I'm forgetting what day it is. We'll have
another senior moment.
Yeah, Golden Age of Radio Theater ×2, and that will be with Red Skelton from 8 until 9, and then we follow it up from 9 until 10 with Suspense Theater. So again, do join us right here on 1480 K-Ray for those great programs from yesteryear. Also,
it is also to Thursday. Where are you going with it?
Yeah, well, that was going to get to that point. Also, we want to remind you that we will have the best of the 50s and 60s. It is a Throwback Thursday today. So,
well, it ties in also to with On This Date in History. It is again what happened today, but also to again a little look back in a famous speech that happened in. See again, I can't.
1941.
No.
38.
No.
Oh, okay.
Now in 1939.
Oh, was that when Lou Gehrig made his?
He didn't make it today, but on this date, it is June 21st. Back in 1939, the New York Yankees announced that Lou Gehrig's retirement after doctors revealed that he had ALS. So, but again, it will tie into also to a little audio clip for those who've never heard it. But I would think a majority of sports fans have heard this infamous speech. It did not happen on this day. It actually happened on July 4th of 1939. So again, a little throwback to a little history of what happened on this day back in 1939.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad brag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. When you look around, wouldn't you consider it privilege to associate yourself with such a fine-looking man as is standing in uniform in this ballpark today? That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you.
Lou Gehrig, goal number 4, Yankee Stadium, on this date in history. Again,
at least
his retirement.
Announced his retirement, and again, back, at least in July 4th, was the infamous speech. So again, a little tie back of on this date, and also to a little Throwback Thursday history for you.
If you've never seen the movie, the old black and white with Gary Cooper, Pride of the Yankees, I recommend you. It's Life of Lou Gehrig, and it's a great movie, and kind of gives you that lump in the throat. And again, the ALS disease, again,
took another one,
which most recently took Dwight Clark of the San Francisco 49ers. It is a disease that usually ends in death, and that's the sad fact about that. All right, tomorrow we're gonna have Chris tomorrow.
I don't know.
We're gonna take him off a milk carton.
Maybe. He hasn't messaged me yet, so I'm assuming
that's
take
him off the Dodgers milk carton, missing in action. Is he one of those guys?
Well, he was doing family things for the past couple of weeks. Again, he's looking to move on up out of the east side, without saying what he's actually doing. But you kind of what is that old thing? Moving on up to the east side.
I got you. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we'll have him in tomorrow.
We'll see. If not, it's just a 3-day weekend. Go see some Cheyenne Mustang baseball.
I'm wondering too if he was playing in that rained out 36-hour marathon softball tournament.
We'll have to pick his brain if he's in.
They didn't get too much in and see if they're
again.
Going to do a makeup.
If he's not in, then we take a 3-day weekend. We go out and watch the Mustangs who are playing in the Summer Classic.
That's right. With baseball tomorrow. Matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong. The Mustangs will open up play 5:30 tomorrow. So we'll have to do the show.
Huh?
We'll have to do the show. They're at 5:30. They play.
If you say so.
Against the Lakewood Tigers.
I mean, I run the show.
Well, good. You run it to the ground like you often do. All righty.
I'm not like others out there amongst this town.
We are wrapping things up here for this Thursday evening. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining us on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Also, thank you again to Jose Arenas, who joined us earlier in the program, and Carl Holder in our 4 o'clock hour talking some baseball. Very special clinic that will be coming up here on July 7th. So for Nick, I'm Larry Perlotti. We say thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 p.m.